Hi, I'm Ron Queensberry from eXp Realty. Today I'd like to talk about for sale by owner, or commonly known as FSBOs. As a homeowner, should you sell your house yourself? It is a big decision. Why would an owner want to sell by themselves? Well, usually it comes down to two things. First, they may have had a bad experience with a realtor before, and perhaps their house didn't sell. Or they simply don't want to pay a realtor. Whatever the reason is, I want to talk about 8 things that you may want to consider before selling your own home. Number one, realtors may not show a for sale by owner home. In a FSBO deal, the buyer's agent knows there won't be a professional colleague on the other end of the transaction. Even if a client insists on seeing your home, the agent might discourage making an offer, citing the hassles and risks of trying to close the deal without a professional representing the seller and without a guaranteed commission. Number two, agents avoid emotional sales. Selling your home is typically an emotional process. Having an agent keeps you one step removed and makes you less likely to make mistakes, such as overpricing your home, refusing to counter a low offer because you're offended, or giving in too easily when you have a deadline for selling. If you forego an agent, you'll also have to deal directly with rejection every time a buyer's agent tells you that the client isn't interested. Number three, real estate is a full-time job. Can you rush home from work every time someone wants to see your home? Can you excuse yourself from a meeting every time your phone rings with a potential buyer? At the end of a long workday, do you have the energy to take advantage of every possible opportunity to market your home? Are you an expert in marketing homes? Number four, agents access large networks. Yes, you can list your home yourself on Zillow, Redfin, Craigslist, and even the multiple listing service that agents use. But will that be enough? Even if you have a large personal or professional network, those people will likely have little interest in spreading the word that your house is for sale. You don't have relationships with clients, other agents, or a real estate agency to bring the largest pool of potential buyers to your home. A smaller pool of potential buyers means less demand for your property, which can translate into waiting longer to sell your home and possibly not getting as much money as your home is worth. Number five, weeding out unqualified buyers. An agent can find out whether someone who wants to view your house is really a qualified buyer or just a dreamer or curious neighbor, sometimes called a looky-loo. It's a lot of work and a major interruption every time you have to put your life on hold, make your house look perfect, and show your home. You want to limit these hassles to the showings most likely to result in a sale. Realtors are trained to ask qualifying questions to determine the seriousness, qualification, and motivation of a prospect. Realtors are also trained to ask closing questions about how long buyers have been looking, whether they've seen any homes that would work for their needs, if they are paying cash or have been pre-qualified, what schools they are looking for, and so on. It's also awkward for buyers to have the seller present rather than the seller's agent when they're touring the home. When showing a home, really the owner should never be present. Number six, price negotiations take skill. Even if you have sales experience, you probably don't have specialized experience negotiating a home sale. The buyer's agent does, so they are more likely to succeed in the negotiation, meaning less money in your pocket. Agents know all the games, the warning signs of a nervous or disingenuous buyer. Furthermore, agents know the local customs for selling a home, such as whether the buyer or the seller typically pays fees such as transfer taxes and closing costs. 7. You ignore your home's flaws. Agents are experts in what makes homes sell. They can walk through your home with you and point out changes you need to make to attract buyers and to get the best offers. They can see flaws you're obvious or you're oblivious to because you see them every day, or because you simply don't view them as flaws. They can also help you determine which feedback from potential buyers you should act on after you put your home on the market to improve its chances of selling. Number 8, exposure to legal risk. Now, this one is really important. A lot of legal paperwork is involved in a home sale, and it needs to be completed correctly by an expert. One of the most important items is a seller's disclosures. A seller of real estate has an affirmative duty to disclose any fact that materially affects the value or desirability of the property. A seller can be held liable for fraud, negligence, or breach of contract if they do not disclose properly. Unless you're a real estate attorney, your agent probably knows more about disclosure laws than you do. If you fail to disclose a hazard, nuisance, or defect, and the buyer comes back to you after having moved in and found the problem, the buyer could sue you. Now, agents can make mistakes too, but they have professional errors and omissions insurance to protect themselves and to give the buyer recourse. So the buyer may not need to pursue the seller for damages. Well, that's it. I know it was a lot. Now, does this mean that you can't sell your home on your own? Well, of course not. With much research and diligence, it can be done. But just know this, that statistically speaking, sellers will net more money in their pocket at the end of a sale by using a realtor over selling it themselves, even after paying a selling fee. If you still want to sell your home by yourself and need assistance, or if you have any questions about buying and selling real estate, feel free to reach out. I'm here to help.